Flappers were a new generation of women who threw tradition out the window. They had short haircuts, called bobs. They discarded the norm, they wore short dresses and skirts, showed way more skin than women in the years before them did. They weren't as concerned with finding a man and settling down because not only did they have a new sense of fashion, but they also had a newfound confidence and independence. They could live for themselves, going out with their friends, smoking, drinking, and even engaging in casual sex. It blew the minds of the women who still believed in the old ways. Flappers were women who would push the limits to see how far they could go, but would never cross the line, unlike the vamps, who were women who just didn't really care about limits or boundaries. During the 1920s, flappers were determined to break tradition and find a way for women to be seen as equal, seen as people who could go out and have fun, not stay home, have babies, and clean the house. Gettysburg was a battle during the Civil War. General Robert E. Lee was waiting for General George G. Meade's forces in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. On July 1st, 1863, early on, the Union success wavered, due to the Confederate soldiers exploiting a weak Federal line. The next day, there was a heavy battle at Devil's Den, Little Round Top, the Wheat Field, Peach Orchard, Culp's Hill, and East Cemetery Hill. On the third and final day of the battle, fighting was raging at the Culp's Hill. The South regained all of the land they had lost. After General Lee's second invasion at Cemetery Ridge was repulsed, the battle was over. Lee had 51,000 men killed, wounded, captured, and listed as missing after the war. The Panama Canal is a 48-mile-long ship canal that connects the Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific Ocean. France began building the canal in 1881, but did not finish it due to engineering problems and a high death rate due to disease. In 1904, the U.S. took over the project, and it was the most difficult engineering project the U.S. had ever undertaken. It took a decade to complete, with it officially opening August 15, 1914. The canal greatly shortened the time ships took to travel between the Atlantic and the Pacific Ocean, allowing them to avoid the lengthy and haphazardous Cape Horn route around the southernmost tip of South America. The route was shorter, faster, and safer, and allowed for the nations around the Pacific Ocean to become more integrated with the world's economy. It took about 8 to 10 hours to get through the Panama Canal. The Manhattan Project was a research and development project that produced the first atomic bomb in World War II. The project was led by the U.S. with help from the United Kingdom and Canada. The project was directed by Major General Leslie Groves of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineering, with J. Robert Oppenheimer as the team's physicist. He designed the actual bomb. The project was focused on two different types of atomic bomb: a simple gun-type fission weapon, but when that proved too impractical to use with plutonium, they created a more complex implosion-type weapon. The first bomb to ever be detonated was an implosion-type bomb in New Mexico on July 16, 1945. Little Boy, a gun-type weapon, and Fat Man, an implosion-type weapon, were used in the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki.